Okay, so we is back in the garage. For those of you that follow the channel, look, I've got a new camera set up. I'm trying to get all this stuff figured out. So I've got my monopod now, my screen, my camera set up, and I'm still working on intro, outro, pop-ups. I may not even do that no more, I've decided. So, you know, I had someone message me, I think it was Friday, talking about, oh, you misspelled this and all this other stuff. Well, dude, go call the grammar police. So after me taking my little break here from YouTube, I've kind of decided that a lot of people that have something to say or they don't watch it or whatever, dude, listen, yourself. Okay? Go yourself. I do this as a hobby and for a little extra money and to help you out on stuff that I do. So what we're going to do today is we're going to install a new heater with Bluetooth capability. And yeah, let's get this set up. Okay, so if you hear some noise, that's basically the other heater running. I'm trying to run all the diesel out before I replace the tank. Probably not going to replace the tank for this video. We just want to get this set up. So what we have here is you've got 4 threaded pieces here to put studs in for the mount. Hold on, I got my headset on. I need Alex Jones yelling at me in my ear. So we'll go ahead and put these studs in here. Then in our bag here, we won't be using the air filter, which look at this. This is not an air filter. This is a plastic case with metal mesh on it. This is not gonna. What is this gonna filter into the motor? This is why I don't run a fuel filter, because whatever debris particles, it's just gonna look at this. It's just a hollow tube, so don't need it. There's our studs right there. Oh, they sent an extra one. So we'll take the studs, and what you'll want to do is you'll run the nut all the way down onto the stud, and then that'll let us torque that onto the unit. And I am going to apply red Loctite to that, so it's heat resistance and I'll never have to worry about it. Okay, and you have one end that's actually on these studs. If you can see, you have one end that's longer than the other one. So I just want to confirm on this that the short end is what we want. To thread in, and it's going to bottom out like so. And it's a different size. The short end is a different size than the long end. And once we get our metal plate put on, which you'll have to see when I install it, we may have to spacer these out. I'm going to turn that heater down. That thing's actually louder than I think. And I think these are 10 millimeter. They should be. We'll go ahead and get the red thread locker here. Oops, that one I put on the wrong side. Okay, and we'll go ahead and put some red Loctite on this. I don't need a whole heck of a lot on here. I just don't want these things to ever come off. Or come out, I should say. Sorry, not come off. So that's uno. I've been brushing up on my Spanish with the whole hay because we want to make America's immigration plan totally political. We'll just have the border wide open. So I've been catching up on my Spanish. Uno, dos. This is dos. That means two in Spanish. Can you believe it? Somebody without a college education can talk Spanish. Uno, dos. Me llamo Miguel. Does the accent make it racist? Me llamo. So this is tres. Uno, dos, tres. Go ahead and let all these people into our country, which I'll be honest with you, I don't care. Let them in. It's going to make food prices skyrocket. It's making one party look really bad. So we got uno, dos, tres, and this would be cuatro. Cuatro. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. And I'll be honest with you, I like taco food, Mexican food. That's the first thing I'd do if I was an immigrant. I'd have to apply for an SBA loan, tell them I'm an immigrant, go ahead and get $50,000 through the government for free, start a taco stand. I come by, oh my God, I love Mexican food. And Taco Bell don't count neither. Okay, let's get these tightened up. Okay, I think it's a 10. Let's see if it's a 10. Of course, everything that comes out of China or Europe or whatever, it's more than likely a 10. Look how much we're turning here. We want to bottom this thing out. There's one. There's two. There's three. There's four. Whew. All right. Let's see if we can get these off of here. Just want to take a pair of pliers. Just be careful with the threads. You don't necessarily need to like smash it. Just want to keep the stud from moving here. Well, that one didn't come out. My shooting skills are a little rusty. There's four. Okay, next step. Okay, so this is the mount that we're going to use. And anything that I use, if I can put a link in the description below, I will, so you can look at it, purchase it, whatever, I don't know. So these are used basically underneath of RVs, vans, buses, whatever these heaters you're going to use. What I'm using them for is a plate, like so, for the unit to sit on. And it's already got all the holes pre-drilled. It'll go, I think it'll go either way. Yeah, it'll go either way, whichever way that you want it, and then we'll just connect this to this. So I'll look at up here. So the one that I have installed now, we want more space for the exhaust side, and I'm going to have to open this up to over 25 millimeter because the exhaust pipe is 25 millimeters. for this diameter, so it'll have to be opened up probably, I think 30. We'll talk about that further in there, but what I'm going to use is, when we put this plate on, I don't want to put the rubber plate on. Well, maybe I do want to put the rubber plate on. I mean, once we start putting more of this stuff, I really don't want to put this on here. It may stop some noise if this thing starts to vibrate or something, but now I'm losing more space to get my exhaust and my intake pipe on. I'm really worried about the exhaust pipe more than the intake pipe, so I don't think the other one I ran the plastic on. We'll go ahead and run it for this purpose here. So what I'm going to do is, these are motorcycle windscreen pieces. They're kind of universal, and to get more of a torque on it, because your studs, if you put this nut on here, you can see the space on the stud. So we need to be able to run the nut and get it tight, because the nut won't even bottom out with this plate. Oh, looks like I might have to modify that one. So let's go ahead and get these on. I'm going to have to use the grinder and cut the corner of that one off. Is what I'm going to have to do. Kind of just hand tighten it here. Then I'm going to have to grind one of these flat. It might go on. I hate to force that on there. Oh, maybe that one was... No, it won't go on. We'll just grind this flat so you can see that it'll go on that stud. Then we'll just install this. Ooh, that thing's hot. Oh my God. Woo! Burned my gloves. Oh my God. So yeah, there we go. Get that thing put on. Then get that final nut put on. Then what we'll do is we'll just tighten this all the way up with a socket. Just go star pattern here. Like we're changing a tire. Then I just need to confirm that the piping is gonna fit. Yeah, that's good and solid. And this is our intake pipe. Both ways. This will be our The exhaust pipe don't even fit because it's been smashed. Now the reason I have to open this up on the exhaust side here is because the way that this is set up, I've got to L it to get it to exhaust out of the garage with a 90-degree. Again, all this stuff, if you're going to custom fit this to your garage or vehicle, you're going to need some of this stuff. I do not reuse these. I've got one up on the heater now. I will not reuse it, and it'll have to come down L like so, and then it needs to exit out. So this hole here will enlarge or make a different exit hole somewhere here. Be real easy to do. So, okay, so I just smashed my head on that toolbox. I hate that toolbox. What we're going to do now is we're going to mount magnets on these 4 holes here. They actually are so strong that they stick to that. To be honest with you, I probably need to enlarge the holes before I put the magnets on, is what I need to do. Okay, I'm actually going to increase the hole diameter, I've decided, before I put the magnets on. And I've got a metal bit here. Well, at least I think this thing's for metal. Get it set in that drill there. So I'm going to, I probably should have done this. I probably should have done this before. My ears. Okay. Get you a different camera angle. Want to do the other side, and this is why I wanted the field monitor, so I could get different angles for on this workbench. So yeah, I really like that. Try to get this side drilled out as well. Oh. Oh God, that's hot. There we go. I'm going to end up putting one more hole here while I've got this drill bit out. The fuel line needs to run through one of these holes. And I remember when I put the other heater together with the line, I didn't feel like it. Let me see if I've got a few things here. Looks like it's a 25 millimeter instead of a 30. So we'll go ahead. try to get this one put in here. Whoa, the bit come off. Okay, well that's a problem. I guess you just kind of got to tighten that up by hand. I don't know. I've never even used these. There we go. Let's go ahead and get it drilled out. Should have just used the step drill bit. Oh my God, that's hot. Get some glue. Get that put in there. Okay, now with all the metal shavings off, we'll go ahead and put our magnets on. Ugh. Because this is going on a metal shelf, we're just gonna put magnets on it, and if we ever have to remove it, I might have to take my gloves off. It'll be really, once you disconnect the intake and the exhaust, it'll just come off. So I'm just going to put the bolt through and then the nut. At a later time. So I'm a little concerned with heating my house and my property here, and these heaters are the best option for what I'm doing, which I'm just heating my property as cheaply as possible with diesel fuel. And a lot of people said, well, you get a kerosene heater or this and that. I really can, but the one issue with the garage that I've built out here is if you watch any of my other videos, I have my floor is plastic. And I put the plastic floor in years ago because when I bought this property, this garage, the other half, this half had concrete, but the other half had concrete, and the guy that did the concrete job just got out of prison, but he did a good job. It's just this building's moving. I think he went to prison for manufacturing meth. And what was funny was I know he worked for a big concrete company, and he gave me a bid, and then what happened was the company he worked for slowed down, and then all of a sudden the bid dropped in half if I could pay cash. And a lot of people don't realize on those concrete jobs, the majority of your cost is labor. You want to get into a skilled labor that pays buku money. Get into concrete. It's hard work, but ain't no damn college kid going to be doing no concrete work. So the bid, when he said he'd do it for half the amount of money, I said, oh my God, dude, just come do it. And what was funny was, as soon as he was done, 5 minutes after he was done, he was ringing my doorbell. Hey man, I need that cash. I said, well, not a problem. So he's actually been able to turn his life around for going to prison, but they're taking all our guns away here in Illinois. And people don't understand. We got problems in Illinois, like people stealing, drug dealers. A lot of people don't understand that this is a sanctuary state. This is not a sanctuary. A lot of people, they're going up to New York or Chicago with the immigrants from Texas. That is a sanctuary city, but when it comes down to it, Illinois is a sanctuary state. So it's kind of just a matter of time here before they start coming down this way And what you'll see through the news is that the Illinois Emergency Management Agency, which I worked for over 6-7 years, I left, I came back, all this other stuff, they're going to use all the churches and make this an emergency on these civilians here in Illinois. It's a political problem, but the government here is going to make it into an emergency situation, which as far as I'm concerned is a bunch of bullshit, and all the churches are going to take all these people in. It's just a matter of time. So, okay, off to the next step. Okay, so now we have our plate put on. I've got my magnets put on, and what we're going to do now is your intake side is here, your exhaust side is here. So on the intake side, well, I might have really jacked that up. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Guess we'll have to actually use the intake pipe. We'll just have to bend it here. Try not to put a hole in it. Oh wow. Welcome to YouTube. It's going to be hard to get a bend to go through that hole. Put our clip on here. I get a little smashed up, but it'll hold. Listen, this ain't no car. This is just a little motor, a diesel motor. Welcome to the world of customization. Okay, get this band clamp down in there. Oh wow, see now I'm running into all kinds of other problems. Holy cow. This clamp should have went the other way. Let's see if we can maybe get it turned this way and get it down on there. There we go. I think we're going to have to remove that nut. And then reinstall it. Tight. Go ahead and tighten it down now. use a nut driver instead of a screwdriver. That's what we got to do. Looks like these original clamps are 7mm. Okay, now we are on to the exhaust here. These exhaust pipes are real thin. What I'm going to do is put just a little bit of exhaust sealant on this pipe. It's not going to be near the bottom. I'm going to put a little bit basically in the middle of this. So as I squish this down, it'll go ahead and seal it. And it looks like on the other one I've pretty much got the exhaust pipe like this. So we need to get it essentially like that. So I'm just going to put a little bit up toward the top, so we don't plug the exhaust hole. Once this smashes down, it'll somewhat even itself out. If I put the exhaust gasket sealer in this, what it'll do is it'll bunch up and then restrict the flow. The intake flow on these, not as important. It'll pull the air that it needs. The exhaust, we do not want to block. We want as much as possible going out. So we've got it flipped up like so. This, where this setup is, this pipe needs to go like that. Like so. Oh, same problem. Probably gonna have to remove that 10mm nut. Nope, maybe not. We'll just nut drive this on here. I'm going to actually put my hand on the top and try to get flat with the base and then tighten it up. And there shouldn't be any leakage. Might be a little difficult. I put it on backwards. Oh my God. I sure did. Son of a bitch. Because this is I need the exhaust to go this way. Leave a comment below if you think I need to edit that shit out. Because dude, I think the shit's funny that, I mean, dude, yeah, okay, everything ain't perfect, you know what I mean? Life ain't fucking perfect. I'm not gonna edit my mistakes out. in case someone else is doing this. You're going to run into the same goddamn mistakes I am. Why would I not show you in these videos the mistakes that I've made? I just don't think people ain't perfect, my man. Okay, that's good. We'll leave that. Okay, same thing here. We're going to go ahead and put this muffler on. We're just going to put a little bit of gasket sealer halfway across. I don't need a whole lot, because this unit is sitting inside my garage and not underneath of an RV or something. We got to make sure that we get a decent type seal on it for the gas, the exhaust. Ooh, that's not 7mm. Oh, that one's different size. What the hell size is that? There we go. You don't want to over tighten those clamps. Over tightening those clamps will most definitely break those clamps. The clamps aren't very high quality, but they will do a decent job sealing it. So there we go. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this air hose, and we'll go ahead and put another metal hose on this thing. Well, farts, I just cut the hose. Another 90 degree. I've got plenty of these things, so. Not real sure, so this. Ugh. Like so. Yeah, pretty much like that. We'll just tighten this up. And we'll just run the air hose to the back. I think I need a spacer, but I got a spacer on the other one. So when I take the other unit off, we'll be okay. Okay, so then what we're going to do is, this is for our fuel line, and if you watched any of my other videos, we're not going to use the green line that comes with it. We're going to use the white hard line that I recommend, and we'll get farther into that when we get this thing moved up to where it's going to go. And these are actual fuel line clamps. Make sure that's not going to come off. Okay, so we're pretty much ready to go. I'm going to have to stop here and come back out here tomorrow. So we're good to go on our stand. Our stand's ready to go. And then up top I've got to go ahead and remove this other one, so I'll come back out when all that's removed. I'm not going to make a video on removing that. We're going to remove that, and then the next video maybe I'll show you how to rebuild that, because that one needs about ready for a rebuild. And we're going to put this one up top and then wire it and get it all ready to go.